Good evening, students. Welcome back to our channel, Ach'z. So I hope you all are preparing for your IELTS test, and most of them are really confused about the speaking cue cards, whether the cue card will change by September month, the first week or second week. What about the 3rd September? Because that will be the first date of September month. So most of them are really confused about the new cue cards. That's why I thought of releasing the video as soon as possible. So we prepared 65 cue cards which you need to prepare for the coming months. Without any further delay, we will move on with the cue cards. So try to collect some points, and if you need model answer for any cue cards in the sense, try to mention that below and we will come out with that. So the first cue card, describe an interesting lesson you attended. That may be any type of academic classes or the lessons related to any particular subject or art or musical instruments or language classes, any type of lessons you can talk about where you attended this section via direct institute training or online training like that. When you attended, what it was about and why you found it interesting. So that's our first cue card. So the second cue card, talk about a true story that is very popular with people in your country that may be related to any particular place. Why that particular name came for that place, or related to any person, or about the rulers or the historic leaders or political leaders, or about the history of Taj Mahal. So you can just talk about the love story of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz. So what is the story about? Why it is popular? And how do you feel about this story? So what do you feel about this story? So the third one, talk about an electronic device which you would like to purchase. You need to talk about any electronic gadget you like to purchase in the future. Maybe you find somewhere with your family or with your friends or colleagues and you like to buy the same one. So you need to talk what is the item, what would be the feature of the item. You need to give the description about the item. What are some advantages and disadvantages of the item and why would you purchase this item? That means what is the purpose of that particular product. Then the next one, talk about a course you would like to take if you had time. So in between, if you get the free time and all in the sense you like to attend that particular course, maybe related to the personality building or any language courses. So the fifth one, describe your latest interesting travel in detail. So you need to include when and where you went, about that particular place and when you went there, with whom you went, with your family, colleagues, or with your husband. So what are things you explored about that particular area and how you feel about it? How you feel about that particular journey in detail. Always they will ask about some journey, places, person-oriented questions and all. So the next one, talk about something you would like to start doing as a leisure activity. So that means a time killing activity, any collection, feather collection, coin collection, gardening, or any type of activity, craft work, artwork, some physical workout, or playing some badminton during the evening time. So what the activity is, where you would do this activity and why you would like to do this activity. That may be related to your weight loss journey or related to your body building or fitness. Okay, so the next card, talk about what you need to do to achieve your goals. So that may be related to your ultimate goals. Okay, so what are your goals within the next year? That means in the upcoming years, what all are the goals in front of you? Whether you want to join for any university or you want to travel to any place or you are planning for any grab any promotion or to get any job in any well organized company. What you are planning to do for that? If you want to migrate to any foreign country means you need to pass out your English proficiency test, you need to get a good employer, or before that you want to consult any agency or travel assistance, like that so many steps you want to do. So what are your goals within the next year? Whether you want to start up any small scale business or you are planning to build a house, in the sense you can talk about that. So what things you done so far till now, what are things you done for your goals, and what your detailed action plan, and in the upcoming years what are things you are going to do. So you need to explain that in detail. And the next card, describe a famous painting or photo you have seen or know about. Okay, so you can just talk about the famous mural arts or any type of landscapes or portrait paintings, or about the any great or famous painters or photographers. If you are interested in wildlife photography and all, that may be a picture related to that, any photo related to that. So you can just talk about any famous painting or photo you have seen or know about. Okay, so what it shows and what is unusual about it and why it is famous, and say if you would like to hang this picture in your house or not, and why. You need to give reason behind that. That means you need to explain why you are interested towards that particular picture or photographs. Okay. So you can just talk about the great painter Raja Ravi Verma, or about the Da Vinci, the Last Supper. The Last Supper and all is very famous among the Christianity and all. So not only in Christianity, in all the caste, everyone know about the Last Supper painting and all. So you can just talk about that particular painting. Okay. Next one, talk about a place in your town you like most. So you need to talk about your favorite place in your town. You like to go and visit frequently. So what place in your town that is? So why you visit that place? And how often you visit that place, and when you last visited the place. If you are interested in this artwork, or about you like to know about the culture, history and all, in the sense that may be any art gallery or museum. If you are interested in animals and all, means that may be any zoo. Or if you are interested to sit alone, in the sense that may be any beach side, or any park and all. If you are a foodie person, means you can talk about any cafeteria. So that's completely based on your perspective and area of interest. So the next cue card, talk about your favorite TV or radio program. So any type of musical programs, reality shows, dance programs, the quiz programs, any type of shows or program you can talk about. So what is the program? How often you watch or listen to it? Do you discuss the program with anybody? And why you watch or listen to it? Whether it is interesting, or just watch it as a leisure time activity, or you will get some idea, or it acts as a knowledge source, in the sense you can explain about that. Next one, 11, talk about an exciting sports that you know of. You need to explain about any exciting sports item. Okay, you are interested or you feel so excited about that particular sports item, means you need to explain about that. So what is that sports item? How did you know about this? And what makes the sports exciting? Okay, that may be the team spirit, or that may be the rules behind. So the next one, talk about a household chore you do in your house. You need to talk about any household activity you like to do in your home. That may be cleaning, cooking, or any type of activities you can talk about. So what is that activity? Why it need to be done, and how often you do it, and say if you get a feeling of satisfaction after doing that activity or not. The next card, describe a change you would like to make in the future. So that may be about your personal life, professional life, about your characteristics or your behavior. Okay, so what the change is, what you have done to make that change, and why you want to make it, and what will be the outcome of that. That may be related to your physique also. Any physical appearance you want to change, in the sense you can talk about that too. The next one, describe your typical day when you are working or studying. So whatever, if you are a student or if you are a employee, you need to talk about your typical day, typical working day. So what things you do and how long you spend doing those things. What is the most difficult thing you have to do, and see if you usually enjoy those days or not. So you need to explain about your day in detail. Okay, and the next one, talk about something you are reading at the moment or have read recently. So you can just talk about the book you already finished, or article you already finished, or so if you are reading that book at the moment, in the sense you can just talk about that. So how long you have been reading it, that means when you started to read that particular book. And if you'd like to read something else by the same writer, maybe we have, if you like to read books, in the sense definitely we have favorite writers, favorite storylines. Okay, so you need to explain about that and say what kind of person might like to read the same thing. Category of people can able to read that book. That may be for children, if it is storybooks and all, means definitely for children or kids. And crime thriller or any real life stories or romantic content, in the sense that may be definitely for adults. So what type of person are interested towards that story, whether it is adult, old age or children. So you need to explain about that. So the next one, describe a hotel you have stayed at or seen. You can just talk about any 3-star, 4-star or 5-star hotel or multi-star hotels you already stayed or you like to stay. And maybe someone recommended that to you and all. Sub question, what was the name of the hotel, where it was, what facilities it had, and explain your impression of the hotel. So you need to go in detail about the hotel. So the next card, talk about something you do to help the environment. So that may be related to the waste management practices, or you don't like to use the plastic and you are just carrying the paper bags and all, or you like to take the classes to the society about the importance of avoiding the plastic and using the paper bags, or distribute the paper bags to others, or give awareness about the importance of protecting the environment, or about planting trees, the importance of planting trees to children. So you can just talk about anything which is environmental friendly. So what you do, how often you do it, and why you do it, and say how that things help the environment. So what is the result of your activity? So you need to explain about that. So it's a simple card. Describe your favorite room. So you need to talk about your favorite room. If you are a foodie, in the sense, you can talk about kitchen. If you like to still sleep a lot, in the sense, definitely that may be your bedroom. Or your, if you like to study a lot or read, in the sense, that may be your personal library. If you like to spend more time with your family, you like to entertain or do some activities and all, means definitely that may be living room. So according to your interest, you can just talk about your favorite room. So which room is it, why you like it, and what are the special features of the room? You need to explain about that. So the next one, talk about something in which you are good at doing. That means you are master of that particular activity or skill. So that may be, if you are a great cook, means you can talk about that, or if you are an excellent driver, means you can talk about that. So if you are interested in craft work, art work, bottle art and all, means you can talk about that. So what it is, how do you do it, how you learned it, that means from where you learned it or with whom you learned it, how you feel about it, and why you enjoy doing it, whether it acts as a leisure time activity or you can able to earn from that. Okay. So the next one, talk about your favorite political leader. Yeah. So you need to talk about any political leader. So that's completely based on your preference. You can talk. So it's always better to learn about a person in detail, any popular person in detail. So you can apply. So they can ask about the question related to a person. So if you are studying about any famous person, means you can apply the same points. So who he or she is, why you like him or her, and what contribution he or she has made, and how he or she has influenced you. So if you think that person is a role model, in the sense, you need to explain about the characteristics, why you attracted towards that person and all. So the next one, speak about a dream you have seen. So you need to talk about a dream. That may be scary dreams, or you feel funny after that waking up. Sometimes we feel funny after waking up, dreams without any logic and all. Sometimes it may be scary related to any bad events which happened in our life. That may be you frequently see that particular dream and all. So you need to talk about any dream. If you are not a person who are watching dreams during your sleep, and you will go off for a sound sleep all the night, in the sense, try to build a story. So I don't know whether anyone is there who are not at all watching dreams during the night time and all. Anyway, if the person is not watching the dream, in the sense, great about that person, because they have good sleep, right? So the next one, when you saw it, what the dream was, how it affected you, and say why you still remember the dream. That may be something special happened, maybe scary, or something funny, or something you feel like realistic, and maybe because of that you are remembering that dream. So the next one, describe an important invention before the age of computer, means before the technology saturated world. So that may be microphone, like that things you can talk about. So what the invention is, why you think it is very important, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of this particular invention. And the next one, describe a foreign country you have never been to. That may be your dream country. You can just talk about your dream country. Which country is it? Do you have plans to go there? When you will go there, and why you would like to go there? Maybe because of the standard of living, or climatic condition. Okay, so anything, the cost of living, anything you can talk about. So the next one, describe one of the shopping centers you often go to. Any shopping centers you can talk about, Lulu, Obra Mall. So where the shopping center is, how often you visit to the shopping center, what are the characteristics that makes you to visit to the center. If you get everything within a roof, in the sense, that will be more comfortable for us. That's why we choose to go to the shopping centers and all. So you can just explain about that in detail about the each and every floor and all. Then the next one, talk about a friend of yours who had a difficult decision to make. So you need to talk about one of your friend who gone through any difficult situation and he want to take a difficult decision related to the personal or professional life. So what was the decision about? Why did your friend have to decide? What did your friend decide? And how did this make you feel, and what do you feel about that particular decision, whether it is wrong or whether it is an accurate decision. Next one, talk about the most beautiful natural scenery you have been seen. So you need to talk about any place, any nature friendly place like the Manali and all. So where you saw it, with whom you went there, how did you came to know about this place, and whether you will suggest this place to someone. So you need to explain about your experience in detail. Next one, talk about something you can do on computer that you think is enjoyable. Computer games, anything. So what equipment or software you need to do that? If you want to do that particular activity, means whether you need any particular software or equipment, what you need to do it, and that means what about the arrangements, or what about the things you want to do prior to that, among what kind of people it is popular with. Definitely if it is computer games and all, mostly the children will be interested in that. We can't able to say that adults are not interested in computer games. Definitely we are also doing it for some stress relief and all. So and see if you would spend more time doing that or not. Then the next one, talk about some interesting news you read in newspaper. So you need to talk about any interesting news which you read in the newspaper. So again, it's completely based on your area of interest. If you are interested in politics, means the news related to that about the election time and all, or the declaration of the leaders. So if you are interested in sports, means that may be related to the Olympic Games or about the World Cup. So you need to talk about that in detail. So what the news was, when it happened, where it happened, and why it was interesting. That may be related to the movie release also. If you like to watch what movies means. Next one, talk about one of the happiest events in your childhood. It's about the childhood experience. Take care about the way of asking. According to the way of asking only, we will use the tense. So it's about your childhood experience. About the happiest event in your childhood. Any of the birthday function, marriage ceremonies, or any good things happened in your family, means definitely that's related to that. So what the event was, where it happened, why it was important, and say whether your family still remember it or not, your entire family still remember it or not. Maybe they will talk about that particular thing in between, means you can just explain about that. Then the next one, describe a letter you wrote to someone but didn't post. You already written that particular letter, but maybe you are scared about the outcome. Love letter also you can talk about, and yeah, you didn't post that. Okay, so when you wrote the letter, who was it written to, what the content was, and explain why you could not post it. What's the reason behind that? Maybe due to any circumstances, or you maybe think about the outcome of that, about the content which you want to convey. It is not a good content in the sense also. Sometimes someone will pull us back before doing it. So that may be the situation like that. So you need to explain about that. I don't want to make the long videos. That's why we are stopping here, and we will continue in the next part. So start your preparation and stay tuned.